see what's next. That was Funky Groove in C minor. What else we got here? Okay. Can I jam on this? Oh no. C minor, oh, same key. Melody is like a little, not slow, I don't know what the word is. It kind of drags a little bit. So on guitar, feels like there's not enough of a melody for me to play around with. Yeah. You really gotta embellish it. Actually get jazzy with it. Check it out. You got that altered at the end. Can't hear me, like, can't hear my voice? Let me turn that up. How do I turn my voice up? Check. All right. How about now? Is that a little bit better? All right, let's see what we got next. That was all right. Wasn't too bad. Okay, B. We're moving down keys. We were in C for a while. Now we're in B. Let's see if I can get this. Something like that. go back to the chorus. I'm running out of ideas. Yeah. All right, that was pretty fun, but I was running out of ideas after a while. What else we got here? La 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 la. Let's try another backing track. What's this? Sounds boring. Alright, there's no beat. I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. If there's no beat, I'm gonna switch. My mouse isn't working though. Okay, we might be stuck on this. My mouse stopped working. Damn, the mouse is stuck. We're stuck on this backing track and I don't like it. Oh, I think we got a light. There we go. Okay, not bad. How can you play so good just by ear? You know what happens? The more music you listen to, and the more you improvise, and the more scales you learn, and the more you play guitar, it's a balance between using your ear, and also muscle memory of all the shapes that you know. And then for everything you do, there's a bunch of different pathways. So as soon as I hear a track, whatever the progression is, as soon as it comes in, you know, my ear remembers all the different types of music that I've heard that have a similar kind of track. And then there's like 5 to 10, maybe 15. There's a certain number of ideas of like pathways that I can take. And then whatever I start with, whatever little melody or note that I play at the beginning, there's a bunch of different pathways from there. But it's set. It's not unlimited. There's only a bunch of different ideas that I can do. And then you keep kind of building like that. And all that happens all in real time, very, very quick. And that's kind of how I'm using my ear. Now, as I'm playing, my ear kind of hears where it wants to go. I'm trying to build the melody. I'm also trying to follow the track. And I'm trying to play within that style as well. Everything else that's happening, for example, all the phrasing and all the scale shapes and where I am on the guitar, all that is already automated. I've done that so much that I'm not really thinking about that. I'm not thinking about the mechanics of anything. And that's why I always tell my students, all of that needs to be completely automated. So then my ear is actually what's controlling everything as I'm improvising. Because I'm listening to this track for the first time. I'm trying to create a melody on the spot. And I'm trying to make it cool and kind of solo and everything. So I need to kind of approach it as an audience member, as a listener. I need to be listening while playing at the same time. So some of that has to be automated because I can only do one thing at a time. And I'm going to choose to try and control it. So you're kind of acting as this like director of the playing and everything, and I'm trying to steer it in a certain direction, if that makes sense. Have you ever tried to play jazz with the electric guitar? Yeah, I'm not very good at jazz, but... Does anybody know the song? Request, can you play Never Gonna Let You Go by Sergio Mendes, please? It has a lot of chord changes. Rick Beato even called it the most complex pop song. Thanks. Let's try it. Never Gonna Let You Go. Do you want me to solo on the instrumental version or the actual song? Should I do like the karaoke version? Most complex pop song ever. There's a Rick Beato version. What do you guys think? Should I do the karaoke version with no vocals, or should I solo over it with the vocals? Let me know. Anything. I don't know. You know what? I'll open up both. And then we'll try. Okay, let's open this one. And let's see if I can find an instrumental version. Yeah, this one right here. One second, let me change up my let me just change up my sound 1 second. Okay. Should I be on a cleaner sound? What key are we in? Oh my god. Minor? No. Jeez, these chords are weird. And change his keys here? Ah, I'm in the wrong key. This is hard. Woo! That's bad. Okay, hold on. Oh my god, it's so difficult. I can't even pick out those. I'm just using my ear the entire time trying to figure out where to go. Let me pull up the chords for this, see if we can figure it out. Let me try the one with the actual vocals.
I was as wrong as I could be to let you get away from me. I'll regret that for as long as I'm living. But now that I've come to see the light, all I wanna do is make things right.
Yeah.
So just say
That's
the
tough.
word and tell me that I'm forgiven.
E? Flat.
We were before.
See?
Loved you then, but now I intend to open up and love you even more. This time you can be sure I'm never gonna let you go. I wanna hold you in my arms forever. Gonna try and make up all the times I hurt you so.
Okay, I give up. I give up. Tried my best. That was tough. This is great for ear training, though. Great for ear training. Even with when you have the chords in front of you, it's a lot easier. Let me pull up the chords for a second. Because when you have the chords, jeez, it's a lot of chords. When you have the chords and you're looking at the chords, and you can, you're mostly just kind of using arpeggios as you're going along. So you have G minor, C minor, F. This is all basic. This is all in the key. That's where it gets a little weird. And then, very weird, but it all sounds so nice when you listen to the actual song, especially the chorus, but it keeps changing. I actually, a few years ago, I was on a live stream and somebody asked me to solo on the song. It was the first time I ever heard it, and I think I did a lot better job this time. It's like my second or third time hearing it now, but the first time was even worse. I'll see if I can find that live stream. I don't think I ever published it, but all right, let's see what we got next. That was pretty fun. Maybe we'll try that again another time. All right, we did this Michael Jackson one. There's so many AI backing tracks on YouTube now. And some of them are really annoying because there's guitar in the back. It'll say backing track, but then there's like a solo. But it's all right. I'm not complaining. I like the tracks. Up there. You know what bothers me the most when I'm jamming on a track, what throws me off the worst, is when I'm playing something and I lose my time. If I'm just like slightly off time with a little lick, I'm a little behind or a little forward, completely throws me off, especially when you're kind of grooving. And that's one of the main things that I'm practicing when I'm jamming on these tracks. Especially something like this, like, you try to find the inner pulse, and I'm trying to lock in with that while being funky and, coming up with cool lines. Here we go. Like I was supposed to get to that note quicker, and I didn't, and that threw me off. It was supposed to be. Thank you, appreciate that. track very much though. Let's try another one. This one's all right. Canon and D. Canon and D is too boring. I need something a little bit more interesting. You know what, I'll try to do this. I'll try and play Canon and D over this track. At least that'll make it a little bit more interesting. How would that work? Okay. Here we go. How's that go? Okay, I got it. I messed it up. Let me try it again. That makes it a little bit more interesting. 2, 3. That part I'm messing up. Tried my best there. There's your Canon D. Canon in A minor. When my band becomes famous, we have to collab. Sounds good, man. I'll wait for that. Fire and Ice by Yingwei Mountain. I can't play that. I'm not good enough. I'm a beginner. What advice do you have for me? Play as much as you can. Focus on jamming and improvising. I feel like a lot of the newer guys and a lot of the newer players today are just learning solos and playing solos and focusing on that instead of being able to improvise, which is kind of interesting because you'll see these players. I'll see a lot of, some students that come to me who are mind blowing. They'll play like these really difficult solos. I'll be like, send me a clip. And I was like, wow, this guy's really good. Like, why is he coming to me for lessons? And then you ask them to improvise and they can't. It's not that they can't. It just sounds really bad. They don't understand anything. But they can play something written in their technique's pretty good. So definitely try to prioritize improvising. I would also say there's something I recently was thinking about to tell my students. Every time you learn something, okay, this is really important. Every time you learn something, a lick, a solo or anything, figure out where it comes from. Figure out what shape they're playing and relate it to something that you know on the guitar, and figure out what they're doing in that key so you can transfer that idea to another key and everywhere else. Figure out the idea of what you just learned so you can then apply it to your own playing. I would say about like 80% of everything I do, I can tell you exactly where that idea started from a solo that I learned or a lick that I learned. There's certain things that I do on the top string, something like when I'm in the key of E minor. I stole that from a Paul Gilbert idea. I was learning a Paul Gilbert song when I was in high school, and he had this thing where he goes, what song was that? So I took that. He had this little idea where he plays an open string and he's got two notes from the pentatonic and he moves up. And I use that a lot all over my playing in a bunch of different ways on different strings and everything. I took that directly from him. There's a lot of different ideas that I play on the guitar where I can trace it back to a solo or a lick that I learned that I was able to then take that idea and apply it to my own playing all over the place. But the only way to do that is to understand what's happening when you're learning something. So if you learn a solo that goes, what scale is that from and how does that relate to the key that you're in? Where's the nearest pentatonic scale? You probably know your pentatonic everywhere. Where's the nearest pentatonic scale in relation to that lick that you learned? And now can you play that lick in a different key? And can you take that idea from that lick and apply it to something else? And can you do it in a bunch of different styles and a bunch of different tempos? And that's how you make it your own. That might be a little bit more advanced to where you're at. Advice for a beginner? I don't know. Just keep playing. When you're a beginner, the more that you play and the more that you practice at the beginning, there's gonna be, the ceiling is so high, so you're gonna have growth very, very quickly, and you're gonna be able to see yourself grow as well as a player, and you're gonna be able to see that. You're gonna be able to visually see yourself and hear yourself advance month after month, year after year. But eventually, you're gonna hit this like intermediate stage, and it doesn't get as easy to hear your improvements. Those improvements are a lot more subtle. So until you get to that point, if you're just starting out, just the more you play, you're always going to get a little bit better. But definitely try and prioritize improvising. Learn a lot of licks. Every time you learn a solo, try and take whatever lick and idea that you can and apply it to your improvs. Stuff like that. It's so hot in here. Could you try Dance of Eternity by Dream Theater? No. I don't think I can play that at all. It's very difficult. At least I don't know by heart. I don't know many Dream Theater songs to play. I love Dream Theater, but I never learned a lot of the songs, so I just couldn't play them. And when I was in high school, I could play a lot more. What do I remember now? But I don't know the lick after that, though. I don't know it. Oh, wrong song. I just mixed 2 songs together. That's a different song. What was that song? That's not Dream Theater. That's Liquid Tension Experiment. That was the that one. What was I playing? Overture, right? Yeah, I don't know it. Are you memorizing shapes or the notes when playing? Shapes. Almost everything I'm doing is shapes. Like when I'm playing right now, I couldn't tell you what notes that was in the middle. I would have to like really think about that. I can tell you the first note was E flat, and there was another E flat, and I would have to think about all of these. But for me, it's just a shape. Alright, let's try another track here. These are all AI tracks, by the way. You can tell right away, you can hear it. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but there's like hundreds and hundreds of new backing tracks being uploaded every day. They're all being made by AI. You can always tell because, first of all, I think I've heard it so many times that I can kind of tell by the quality of the sound, but you can tell because randomly as you're improvising, there'll be a guitar solo. And up until this point on YouTube backing tracks, it was just the harmony and chords and stuff. But now you'll randomly hear a saxophone solo and a guitar solo in these tracks. But I'm not complaining because it's cool. I got all these really cool ideas to jam along to. Tell my hands are getting tired when I try to do something that I always do that's fast and I can't, like comes out sloppy. I was like, all right, my hands are a bit tired. My Chemical Romance. I don't know any My Chemical Romance. Which of your lesson content do you recommend to an intermediate player looking to get back into guitar? Enjoy the content. Thank you. That really depends. I mean, for an intermediate player, the guitar speed builder routine, if you don't know like the idea behind it, that's really, really good for your technique. I've actually been using it a lot, literally the exact same routine for the past few months, and I've been seeing a lot of improvement in my technique. So I am getting a little bit faster. that's not really, I mean, it is a goal. It'd be great to get faster, but I'm at a certain speed right now where the speed gains that I'm making using that routine, I'm never really going to use in any solo. Sometimes at the end of a practice session, I'm able to play at like 240, 250 beats per minute. There's really no use for that in my playing. And sometimes it actually holds me back because sometimes the faster I get, the more I try to use it in my improvs, which I don't like because I'd rather be more melodic. But my point is, the more I practice my speed, the better my technique gets. The bottom line of my playing rises a little bit, which is really cool. And that's really why I practice my technique so much and I practice my speed building stuff. All of that is literally straight from my speed building routine. That's why I used to say this years ago when I first released it, is that applying that routine and using it, aside from building speed, it'll just make you tighter overall with your technique. So for an intermediate player, I recommend that. You can also have like an all access pass for all of my courses, which is going to be a lot cheaper next month. What is it, July 14th? In August, we're going to be running a sale, the summer sale again that I always do. So if you want the all access for all the courses, it's going to be a lot cheaper. But for an intermediate player, I think the best thing is Solo School. I don't think it's on my website. I think it's only available for people who have my courses. But if you just I think it's roizevmusic.com/solo school is the link if you ever wanted to check it out. It's a little bit more expensive than all my other stuff, but you get a live stream with me twice a month where you can ask me anything. And it includes feedback in the program. So as you go through this other course that you can't get on its own, it's a course about kind of chord tones and stuff. That course, you have to post these videos in between as you go through it for the teacher in Solo School who's I train and he's trained on everything that I do, including me. I'm there and all the other community of members that have gone through all my courses and know how I teach and everything. They're all in there. But the feedback that you get, what I realize is, aside from telling you if you're doing the homework correct or not, is we're seeing everything else that's wrong with your playing. And we're able to tell you exactly what you need to work on. And I think that's the coolest part is, let's say the first challenge is, you got to play in the first pentatonic shape over this track and you got to hit these chord tones. Let's say you did it and you kind of missed a few. It's not just going to be, the feedback isn't just like, oh, you missed it here, here, and here. Go redo it or try it again. Aside from that, we're going to see if, oh, your vibrato's off. Here's why. Here's what you need to work on. Oh, your phrasing is completely off. Here's how, here's what you should start focusing on. Oh, your technique is a little bit weird over here. Or this is what you're doing well, but your rhythmic phrasing is off. You're not structuring your solo properly. It's, you don't have enough space or you have too much space. Here's what you need to do. I think that's really cool because if I were to just, if you were to just ask me to give you feedback on your playing, it depends on what you send me. Because as I was mentioning before, some students will send me something and it sounds incredible. And it sounds really good. And I was like, what do you need help with? Your technique's good, soloing is good and everything. And then I realized they're just playing somebody else's solo note for note that they learned and they can't do anything else. They don't know the theory. They can't improvise. They don't know scales. They don't know nothing else. And it's like night and day difference between them playing somebody else's solo and them trying to do anything else, which I didn't really realize until I launched Solo School and I started interacting with students and seeing some students play, But let's say somebody wanted me to help them and with feedback, what solo do they send me? Do I tell them to improvise over a track? Is it a complicated track? Is it not? So the cool thing with this is at least there's a little bit of a frame around it. You get these exercises that you need to do and you need to post, and within that we help you make sure that you're hitting the chord tones for that and everything, but at least around that we're able to see everything you're doing wrong. Oh, your timing's off, you're way behind on the beat. Is that your setup, or can you hear that? Can you not hear that? And I find what happens is the more you're conscious of these things, the easier it'll be for you to eventually hear it and be able to fix it, which I think is really cool. It's being able to just be conscious of the mistakes you're making, because a lot of students don't realize. And the cool thing about Solo School is I was able to see so many, there's like a list of mistakes that everybody makes, that intermediate players make. And then so we've gotten really good at kind of dissecting that and being able to see that and being able to tell the students to fix that. So for an intermediate player, I think that would be the best thing. Aside from that, I'm currently working on a course that I think will take me a few months. At this point, it's a course on how to write a guitar solo. I was trying to think, I was like, what do students, when they watch my videos, what would they want from me? You know, I have a course on speed building, but maybe you don't care about getting faster or technique. I have a course on modes, but maybe you know all your modes, you know. I have a course on the hexatonic scale, which is the scale I use, you know, with my pentatonic, but maybe you went through that and it's like, well, you know, what else, like what is a student watching in all my videos on YouTube and stuff that they want to learn? Because I've realized I was like, they want, you know, the whole pie. They want to learn how I write a solo, how I play, all my techniques and everything, and I'm giving them all these little slices. So I was trying to think, what, you know, does everybody want? And one of the main things that came up for my students is how to write a guitar solo. I've been writing, you know, these little 1-minute guitar solos for the past almost 10 years now. And some of them have gone, you know, super viral with millions of views. And there's thousands of covers of these solos on YouTube from players. So I was like, oh, maybe I can figure out a system. You know, is there anything that I do? Is there a pattern in the way I write solos? I think that could be really cool if I could figure that out. But it's a lot more, and it's going to take me some time to put that course together. But I started dissecting. Every time I write a solo, I'm trying to analyze it afterwards, how I wrote it, and write that down, and then see if I can find some patterns. And I've already found a few things. And the other thing is phrasing. I also want to do a course on phrasing, which I think I'm going to insert into that. Originally it was going to be its own course, but I think it'll go hand in hand because with phrasing as well. Like, I have about 20 to 30 or 40 phrasing tricks that I use, and I've started naming them as well, which is really cool. Actually, you know what? For an intermediate player, a course that would work really well is I have like that nursery rhyme course that teaches the nursery rhyme solos. But aside from that, I think that's like the least important part of that course is learning the solos. What I did was I broke down the phrasing of each one of the solos, and I think that is really important because what happens with a lot of intermediate students is your phrasing is usually completely off. When you're learning a solo, when you're learning a lick, what I find is a lot of students don't even focus on phrasing. And when I say phrasing, I mean the articulation between the notes, all the little nuances that go into every note. You're just focusing on learning the actual notes and playing it, which is fine, but there's feel that goes into it, and a big part of feel is just phrasing, is the way you phrase your notes. So what I did in that course is I broke down the phrasing of all those different solos, which is really cool. Now the best part about that is it's going to make you conscious of phrasing. I find a lot of students don't even realize what's happening. And the more you see that in my playing, the more it's like, oh, over here I'm doing this. That's a backslide into this note instead of doing this. Over here I'm doing this because this, and that. And then it kind of gets your ear used to hearing that as well. And next time you're learning a note, next time you listen to your favorite player, you start hearing that. And next time you're improvising and you're playing, you're going to realize, oh, I don't have this. in my playing. I recently realized too, some of the students in solo school, a lot of them finished the main course that's in solo school, and they're still part of the community, and they're posting their own solos for feedback and stuff. And I'm noticing a lot of their phrasing is getting a lot better. They're using a lot of these kind of phrasing tricks. So I think that course would really help as well. Not to learn the solos, but more for the phrasing feedback in there. Hopefully that helped. I forgot what the question was, now that I think about it. So you usually write out your solos? No, when I say writing a solo, no, I'm not like sitting there like Mozart or Beethoven, with a manuscript and, ink and writing out a solo note for note. I'm not doing that. When I say writing a solo, actually I have another course I always forget about. Actually would be really good for intermediate students as well. It's called Behind the Solo or something. Something about the decisions of writing a solo. And basically I was writing a solo for a client, and I talk through everything that I did. So I don't talk about the notes or anything, but I talk about why I'm deciding on this idea between that. And in there, you'll see how I write a solo. When I say writing a solo, I mean, I'll try and figure out an intro, and then I'll record just that part. And then I'll try to figure out the next session that connects to that. I'll try a bunch of different ideas. And then once I have that, I'll continue and then continue and then continue until, and I'm writing it part by part by part, not writing it down, but like writing it in my head and also recording it part by part and then relearning the whole thing as a whole because all the transitions are going to be playing and then maybe adding a bunch of phrasing and stuff. And then that's how I get it down. For example, when I was improvising, if I'm just press play on this, nothing here is written, right? I'm just improvising. I can do this all day, but it's not written. I'm trying to write it on the spot. The benefit of pausing it and trying to write something is you're a lot more intentional with the melodies that you're writing. I can come up with cool ideas. I can come up with cool licks that fit the tracks better. Maybe there's a drum hit or a drum fill that I want to accentuate as well in my playing. I can't do that while I'm improvising. You know, everything's happening in real time. I got to pause that, and that's where writing comes in. So if I were trying to write something to this, you know, I would listen to it. And then, you know, come up with a little intro and then a little melody and then try to connect it all. Wrong key. But you get the point. So that's what I mean by writing it. Farewell Ballad. How's that go? Something like that. Do you know any Sevenfold? I don't know. I know that bat something song, Bat Country. Is that what it's called? I don't know how to play it, but that's one of my favorite songs by them. Let's see if I remember it. No, I just remember the melody. I don't even know what the, yeah, I couldn't even play the solo for that. I don't even think I remember it. Yeah, I don't know it. Can you play BB King, Thriller's Gone? I don't think so. Something like that. All right, where were we? Missed so many questions here. We got Brazil. What's up, Brazil? What's your live rig? I don't have a live rig. If I were to play live right now, it would just be the Neural DSP thing, Quad Cortex, going straight into the speakers, probably, or whatever amp I'd be using, you know, something like that. Amp and pedals or digital model? Yeah, digital modular. I've been using the HX Stomp XL into an 88 PV solid state. A bit of both, and it's been great sounding to my ears at least. Yeah, that's a great way to do it. You know, I feel like the HX Stomp is great. Solid state is good. If I were to play through an amp, I would probably want tubes. If I were to record an album, like a proper album with a producer and everything in a big studio, I would probably, even if I was using the quad cortex, I would maybe put that through some tubes, maybe. I don't know if there's a difference in sound, but just maybe mentally knowing that I'm playing for tubes, maybe I'll even play a little bit better. I don't know. Thanks for playing my request. Here's some money. Thank you. I appreciate that. Sorry to interrupt, but what does it take for me to become one of your students? My private students, I don't take many private students. It's also very, very expensive. So I don't recommend it unless you can afford it and you really want to take lessons with me. Private lessons with me usually is for people who like just really want, I don't know, specific lessons from me, but you could probably get somebody a lot cheaper for private lessons, and maybe it won't be me. I don't know. I just don't have time to do a lot of private lessons, which is why I priced it so high. But I usually don't even offer that. And right now, I might open some more up maybe in September, like very few, maybe 2 spots or something, or 3 spots. But usually I only offer that to people in either my solo school program or people who already have like all my courses and stuff. I'm trying to figure out a way. I do like teaching, especially one-on-one and working with a student. So I'm trying to figure out a way where I could do it where it just makes more sense in terms of time and stuff. But the best way to do it is honestly just join solo school, because in solo school you could talk to me in solo school. Sometimes it take a while to answer, but I always do answer. Just today somebody messaged me in solo school, asked me something that I'm going to be replying to. And in solo school, what's cool about solo school, depends how long you stay, but in solo school, I learn your playing as well. And especially like we do the live streams in solo school. It's twice a month. We have one this Thursday at 5 p.m. and you can ask me anything you want. It's about an hour. The past few times it's gone longer than an hour. Sometimes it's an hour and a half. And not that many people show up because it's people in solo school from all around the world, and it's not in everybody's time zones. If you can't show up, you can ask me a question beforehand and I can answer there. But whoever shows up, they can ask me as many questions as they want, which is pretty cool. And I think now is like, it's just a good time to be in it because there's not that many people. I always have these like times of years where more people join and you can see there's a lot more people in there. But right now, everybody gets their question answered. That's the closest thing I think to becoming my student, that if you want to do that. So that's what it takes. Does that answer your questions? Are you using the quad cortex for the live stream? I'm not. No, I don't use it at all when I'm in the house. I'm just using a plugin right now. What am I using? The Plini plugin, the Archetype Plini by Neural DSP. That's what you're hearing right now. Which is pretty cool. This may sound crazy, but I would like to use Define Gravity as the music for my documentary with my fiance. From the beginning to the wedding. Is that okay? Yeah, for sure. Use it. Go ahead. It's awesome. Can you do the whole step behind the nut bends on the G, B, and high C string on your Music Command? You probably could. I don't want to because I'm scared I'll snap a string. I play very, very aggressively. I hit the strings very, very hard, and I play all the time. And I absolutely hate changing strings. And I change the strings pretty often. So I don't want to do that. I also don't want the guitar to go out of tune. I feel like it would go out of tune. But when I was younger, I used to do it all the time. It's right here. I feel like it would be pretty easy to do, but I'm not going to do that. What plugins are you using? I'm just using the Neural DSP Pliny plugin right now. All right, if I miss any of your questions, feel free to ask. I feel like I missed a lot, but scrolling down. All right, let's try another track. I'm not feeling that. Not feeling this one either. Oh, we got Eddie and Dom in the house. We got 2 students from solo school here. Can you solo over Edge of Spirit from Ultimate Tenkaichi, please? I'll check it out. Hayes, a big fan. Wanted to ask if you have any good odd time signature practice licks you can recommend. Not really. When I'm jamming over an odd time signature, I'll kind of use my ear to try and find the pulse and then write licks for that. But you can take any lick and just convert it into an odd time signature, you know? So if you have a lick that goes like, but it's an odd time signature, you just take out a note or add a note to it. Or if there's, I guess it really depends on the track, if there's certain hits or something, but usually that's really all it is. Any lick can be an odd time lick. Something like that, if that makes sense. Okay, can you solo over Edge of Spirit from Ultimate Tenkaichi? I don't know what that is, so I hope it's cool. We'll give it a shot. Edge of Spirit. Which one? This one? This one? Sorry, wonky. Oh, there's already a solo. Got nothing to do. I'll try and solo in between the solo. It's 11:15 in Toronto. I don't think there's room for 2 guitars. I think the real solo is better than what I did. There is no backing track. Good opportunity for someone to create the backing track. How is there no backing track for something like this? All right, I tried my best. Can this Music Man do some metal? I don't know. Let's try. do a little bit of metal. Call me maybe. Looks like your camera is still preferring to focus on your YouTube plaque. It knows what's important. I've been playing for some time and I know my basic pentatonic position. What other scales should I practice? You should practice all 5 pentatonic positions. So you should get very good at the first one and then move on to the 4th one and then the 2nd, the 3rd, and the 5th. The majority of you guys don't know all pentatonic scales. Most players don't. Most advanced players also don't, by the way. A lot of players don't know all shapes very, very well. But the majority of guitar solos that you all like, and the majority of, well, it depends if it's metal or not, but the majority of famous guitar solos in the world, like 98% of the solo is just pentatonic. You just got to know it everywhere to make it sound good. You know, pentatonic, and then they're maybe adding a note or two in there as well. But so many solos are just, you know, pentatonic, so you got to be able to play it everywhere. Like if I go... I just went through like all 5 pentatonic shapes in A minor. That was all pentatonic with like an extra like maybe blues note and hexatonic note in there. Even when I'm doing stuff like that's not pentatonic, I'm still doing it within the pentatonic boxes, you know what I mean? Something like that. All right, let's go back to a cleaner sound. Tried microtone. I've not. That could be was all right, eh? That was a pretty nice track. Hi, I'm from India. You're always my inspiration. I try to learn from your playing, but can't get the fast, proper picking technique and can't get the speed. What to do? Give me some tips. All my speed building tips are the same things that I teach in my speed building course, which is just practicing in short bursts, but a lot faster than you can, because we can play faster if it's just a short burst of notes. So you just take a short, like 4 to 5 notes, something like, and you play that as clean as you can at the top of your metronome ability, and you take a little pause in between, and that little pause kind of resets your hand. Because if you were to try to do that back and forth, you can only play that at a certain speed. But if you were to just go, you can play that way faster. So what you do is you play that way faster, because when you play faster, you're using different muscles and different movements and hand control and the way you're holding the pick. And basically everything is different than playing a little bit slower. At every single speed level, the mechanics change a little bit. And what you want to do is you want to get your hands used to those mechanics. So how can you get them used to playing at a very fast pace? If you can't even play at a very fast pace, you practice in these short groups of notes. So that's not going to help you actually play, because you want to play longer lines. But the more you practice that way, your bottom line, where you're playing something back and forth without pausing, is slowly going to grow and get faster and faster and faster. That's the gist of it. There's a lot more that goes into it and different things you got to do. But that's really what you need to do. I see you don't mute that much with the left hand. How do you achieve clean playing by low gain? Even if low gain, how can you get the notes ringing with whole sustain? I'm muting all the time with my left hand. There's constant muting happening everywhere. The right hand and the left hand. I think mostly the left hand. Like when I'm doing this, you can't hear the bottom string because the bottom of my finger is muting those strings. When I'm playing something like this, top strings, my right hand is muting the top strings. Something is always being muted. I'm muting very, very heavily all the time that I play, and that's why it's so clean. I'm even muting, even when I'm sometimes I'm sloppy with my picking. Like if I do the traditional Paul Gilbert exercise, or lick, which is this. Like if I do that, I'm hitting on that upstroke when I'm only supposed to hit the E. I'm hitting the B string as well. I'm going. It's called swiping, when on that upstroke I'm accidentally, because it's happening so fast, hitting the string above it. And there's nothing that I can do. I've tried so many things. I can't fix that, and I'm so used to doing it. I've been doing it for years. But you don't hear it because it's being muted. So that's what you get. You get a little click with it, which is just a nice percussive sound. Which is why muting is so important. Within everything I just played, I'm constantly muting both hands. I can feel, I'm like consciously doing this. During your speed practice, do you have a strategy to not tense up? I'm getting better at, I can feel myself tense up, so just as soon as that happens, I just pull back, and I'm getting better at not doing it. But sometimes I don't know, so I've realized something else that I do that's not in my hands that happens when I tense up. It's very weird, but I'm press my tongue against the top of my mouth, or like my jaws tense up. Like my face is a little bit more tense when I'm tensing everything. And now I've learned to notice that when I do that, I was like, oh, I'm not relaxed. I gotta stop doing that. So maybe for everyone it's kind of different. Sometimes they tense up. I've so noticed when I used to teach some of my students, their legs would kind of be like in a different position when they were tensing. Their eyes would lock onto something when they were kind of tensing. There's something else that happens aside from your hands that maybe you can focus on that, and then you'll notice, and then I just kind of try to pull back. I don't grind my teeth. No, that's not. It's very subtle. I don't when I'm tensing up. Definitely not grinding my teeth. Is your Music Man going to regular production, or is it strictly limited edition? Right now it's still limited edition. It's they're producing it as they go, as it sells out. So I think we're on the third or fourth production now that we're building. And we're only doing a few at a time, like 4 or 5 or 6 or 7. To be honest, I don't even know how many. The first batch was 5. I got 1, so there was 4. Those sold right away, like in a day or 2. And then I think like 3 months after that, or 4 months after that, they made another batch. But in between that time, you can still order it. The problem is it takes like 4 or 5 months to build one. So it's better to order it when they're in stock. Last month, there were a few in stock, and then they sold out. They sell out very quick. So I think they're slowly, every time they're making a new batch, they're making a little bit more. But they recently ran out of the signed certificate. So I'm waiting to get a bunch of these and that I need to sign, because you get one of those when you buy the guitar, and then we're going to continue the production, but definitely not regular production yet. I think they're still trying to see. I think they're very careful about, what guitars they build. I think they were burned in the past with like other influencers that they've made guitars for, and they made a big line and they didn't sell very well at all. So I think now they're a bit more careful. Best guitar under $350 to $400 for beginners. I'm not sure. Squires are always great, but it really depends. I started teaching my little cousin maybe during COVID, around like COVID time. No, it was actually right before COVID, maybe. Right before COVID. And I used to work at a music store at the time, before COVID. And we had this like $100, what was it, a Washburn or something? I don't know. This little guitar, I just picked it up, I played it, and it was phenomenal. It was great. So I got that for him, and that was his like starter guitar before he moved up. So it really depends. I'm sure another one of those guitars wouldn't have been as great. Some Squires I've played play phenomenal. Some Squires are really bad. Yeah, I don't know of any other cheap ones. Has a celebrity ever reached out to you after you played a solo on one of their songs? No. Bruno Mars liked one of the videos I did. This was like early on when I was first starting out, which was really cool. But that's as far as I got. A solo I did on a Post Malone song. The producer of that song commented, and I think I messaged him after. And he liked the video. Is there anyone else? No, not that I know of. What is your secret of playing guitar? I can't tell you. It's a secret. What is your secret of playing guitar? What is the secret? What is the secret of playing guitar? I don't know. Maybe playing all the time. I play all the time, and I've been playing all the time since I started playing guitar. I took a few years off when I tried to be a music producer. I used to produce like EDM and pop songs for artists. I have a few songs that I ghost produced for DJs that did pretty well. But that career didn't go anywhere, and then I went back to guitar. So I played a little guitar during that time, but not as much as I do. Aside from that, I play all the time. Is that the secret? That is a secret. I'll tell you why. Because, I tell my students, when you practice your technique and you practice speed picking and speed building and technique building, I think speed building and technique building now, as I'm doing it so much the last few months, they go hand in hand. My technique and everything solidifies and gets a lot better, regardless of me trying to get faster, even though I'm working on the speed. Because right now at my level, I'm improving my speed, but it goes up very, very slow. But everything else tightens. The bottom line of my playing is moving up a lot quicker, which is really cool. But the point here is you got to practice with a metronome, and you got to practice a lot. I'll sit there for an hour or two playing chromatic exercises and scales and something like... while being conscious of what I'm doing wrong and where the mistakes are and trying to fix it with a click. And I love it. I like that. I listen to it. Like, I enjoy doing that. I'd rather procrastinate from everything else. There's a lot of things I don't like to do. And I can sit there and do that for hours, and I love every minute of it, and I can keep doing that. A lot of my students will be like, oh, like, what do I do? Like, I hate running scales. I hate practicing the exercises. I don't like doing it with the metronome. I don't like doing it. Like, it's boring. I want to do this and that. And I feel like, if you don't find that fun and you're not friends with the metronome and you don't enjoy playing the exercises and everything that comes with that, it's going to be a lot harder to improve, because that's what it takes, and you need to do a lot of it. And I can, I enjoy the sound of scales, running up and down scales, and that's what I practice, and it's very important for your technique and everything, So that's one secret. I gotta think about that. I gotta think if there is a secret that something people don't really talk about, but I think that's a big part of it. Yeah, Eddie says, from everything I've heard you say, maybe one of your secrets is enjoy practice. Yeah, it really, I think that could be it. Do you know Andy James? Yes, I do. I've hung out with him a few times. Incredible player. Absolutely. I think he gets a lot of credit. I think he deserves even more credit for how phenomenal his technique is. I saw a video. There's a video of his on YouTube from when he was at NAMM. He's playing a solo at NAMM from like several years ago, and it's perfect. It's all this complicated. I think he's playing one of his songs or something. I don't know. It's like a solo from beginning to end, and it's perfect. There's zero mistakes, and it's complicated. And if you watch any other player at NAMM, everyone kind of sucks. Like the sound isn't great. Everyone's making mistakes. It doesn't sound like the record, which makes sense. Like I played at NAMM this past year, and you don't have time to warm up. You can barely hear yourself. As you're playing, somebody is in a booth next to you playing, and then somebody on this side and in front of you is also playing. And there's tons of people, and there's tons of noise as well. So it's not an optimal environment to play well, and he just kills it in that video. But I've always said, yeah, his technique, he's just a phenomenal player, and a very, very nice guy. Funny guy. You must know the Yngwie Malmsteen I'll See the Light Tonight start of the solo, right? If not, you might have got that one way or another from that solo. Which solo? Oh, that's probably from Yngwie Malmsteen, yeah. That I took that from, that I use it. But yeah, I do know that song. I play both electric guitar and piano. Is this necessary to avoid one to get better at one? I mean, the more you practice of one, you'll get better at one. So every time you're practicing the piano, you're not practicing guitar, or you could be practicing more guitar. But no, I think it's fun. I think practicing both, I think, will make you maybe better at guitar, or you'll understand more if you could play. Maybe not. I don't know. Just practice more of both, I would say. But it's cool to know a lot of instruments, so I wouldn't cancel one of those. Are you doing requests? Sure, only if I know the request and if it's good. For example, somebody's asking, can you play Beyond the Realm of Death by Judas Priest, the middle solo? I don't know it. I don't know that solo either. Cliffs of Dover, I also don't know. So I'll tell you where I know it from. I know, but I know it from the guy that took it from Cliffs of Dover. There's an old R&B song. How's it go? I forgot what it's called. Oh yeah. Casey and JoJo, yeah. Yeah, so they took that intro from Cliffs of Dover. Just played it a lot slower. Let me pull that song up. Actually, did we play any? I forgot if we had any. Oh, we did have a song already on this live stream, so I already can't monetize it. So might as well keep going with that. Casey and JoJo, All My Life. Let's see if there's an instrumental version. It's a nice song. This website lets you change your voice. Skip. All right. Got boring pretty quick. You can only pick one. The rest are erased from your memory. Malmsteen, Petrucci, or John Sykes. I'm picking Yngwie Malmsteen. Do you know when he got 3 pieces? No. No, way beyond my level. The only one I kind of know, I probably know the intro because I've listened to it so many times. Guthrie Govan. The Larry Carlton backing track. Can maybe do. Let's see if they have. Is it this one? Oh, there's a guitar in this ad. We can solo on this. I don't know it. I don't know though. I just like that playing that intro. That's all I know. I probably know a few of his songs if I tried the back track, but I don't want to embarrass myself. Anything by Tenacious D. Tenacious D. But what's that Jack Black movie? I know that one song. I'm thoroughly impressed that you knew that. Knew what? The School of Rock one? John Petrucci, Hollow Years. Booty Kong version. Not only do you want me to play Hollow Years, but you want that specific version from that DVD. I don't remember it. Oh, what's that? I had the solo right earlier. Can you improvise on Nothing Gonna Change My Love for You? Is it good?
What if we told you anyone can be a content creator? With Canva, you can simply drop your clips.
Skip. All right. Here we go. Just gonna go for it. Never heard this before. Ooh. What is that? Oh my god, another change? That's too much. Thank you for the dude 101 good. Appreciate it. Left in here, let's lift over. I don't know it well enough to do it. Yeah, let's see if there's any songs on the right here. What's this? Oh, it's a nice simple little song. Favorite live performance I've been to? Van Halen was pretty good. It's very good. But I was pretty young. I don't remember it too well, to be honest. Best performance? That's a great question. I've seen so many bands. I've seen Steve Vai like countless times, but he was doing this like private show at NAMM a few years ago for Ibanez, and I was able to get an invite through this person that I knew that I was working for at the time, and that was a really, really cool performance. Until he brought a bunch of Ibanez players on stage for like a jam. That wasn't as cool, but I thought his performance there was really, really cool. Something about the energy. I saw the guitar player for Genesis, I forgot his name, a few months ago, like half a year ago. A buddy of mine had tickets and he took me. And that was one of the best sounding and cool. I wasn't familiar with the music. Aside from the Genesis stuff, I wasn't familiar with his like solo guitar stuff. And it sounded really cool sonically. That was a really cool live performance. Who else? It's a great question. I don't know. I got to think about that. I got to think about everyone that I saw. Any new courses coming up? Not quickly. I do have like a phrasing course that I could maybe put together pretty quickly, but I want to apply it to this other course that I'm doing. So my next course that I'm planning on doing, I don't know if it'll exactly come out, but the goal is a course on how to write a guitar solo, how I write a guitar solo. I think there's a system there. I haven't figured it out yet, but I think there's a system on how I write guitar solos. And I'm trying to find that out, figure that out so I can teach it, including the phrasing, including everything I did. I've been trying to build a phrasing course for the past like 2 years. And recently I made like a breakthrough in my phrasing articulation. I realized there's like a number of phrasing tricks that I do everywhere in certain things, and it's very teachable. So that's kind of ready, but I think I want to apply it to a bigger course. We'll see. But I think the goal of my next course within the next few months is to release a course on like everything like that I do for writing a solo. Can you play Smooth by Santana over Besame Mucho? I'll take that challenge. No, I don't think I can do it. I just keep hearing Besame Mucho in my head. You look like an angry guy. Thank you. Appreciate it. Would you consider playing with a big named artist like what Nuno did? Yeah, of course. I'll play with anybody. If Bieber hit me up, I would do it. I think that would be a very fun gig. One of my buddies from Berkeley plays for Doja Cat. I think he's done for a few other artists as well. And it looks really fun. He gets to solo all the time, which is really cool. Who would have thought? Can you improvise over After the Love Is Gone by Earth, Wind, and Fire? Let's try it. Oh, there's a key change here. I don't know it. I forgot how difficult the song is. Hold on. Another key change. No, I can't. I don't think I can do this. I don't think my ears can do this. Wow. I didn't realize how difficult this would be. Let's try this again. Hold on. That's what's getting me those jumps. Wow. I can't believe, you listen to the song, it sounds so poppy and normal until you try to play it. This is David Foster. That chord's difficult too. There's no change there. It's supposed to be another key change. Wow. By the way, I'm in tune. I think this entire song, the instrumental remake, is a little higher or lower. We got the chords here? Let me see if this guy's got the chords. I don't like the way this channel writes the chords on this. He's got the wrong chords. You know what? It's like a little bit easier when you have the chords in front of you, but I'd rather just kind of sometimes just use my ears. I feel like my ear is a bit better. It takes me to, you know. What song inspires you to play guitar all the time? Damn, we've got had some good questions today. I think any Billy Joel song always inspires me to just either write a song or play guitar. Listening to Malmsteen, any Malmsteen song. Oh, but if I had to choose just one song, that makes me want to pick up the guitar and play. I don't think I can. Just one song. I don't know. I gotta think about that. I'll think about that now every time My favorite guitarist is Steve Vai. Never got into Steve Vai. What songs would you recommend? Crying Machine, For the Love of God. But if you've heard that a lot, that might be overdone. The Attitude Song. Fire Garden Suite, or whatever that song is called. Tender Surrender. Bad Horsey. Not another day. There's a song that goes like this. I can't remember the name. Maybe somebody else knows. Song called Another Day? No, Dying something. Dying Day maybe, or something. That's a great song. Crying Machine though is my favorite song by him. A really cool one as well is it's a bit different. It's still like very heavy and very vi is John the Revelator. It was really cool. Why don't you like the Beat It solo? I like it, I just don't know it. I don't know it at all. I've never learned it. I've never learned a lot of Van Halen solos because it's very raw. It's very difficult for me to play them because it's like played in a very raw kind of attitude that's not super locked in a way, which is why it sounds so cool. And I've always had kind of trouble like locking in when I was learning something like that. How can we play modal solos? Is it just scales? Yeah, just knowing what mode you're in and then focusing on that. You can find the pentatonic of almost every mode and just use that in a way. Do you know SCKY96 Bitter Beans? I don't know. By the way, to use economy picking, no, everything is like alternate picking. I'll do sweep picking from time to time, but everything's very alternate. Still enjoying my fretwork, I see. Wow, you did the fretwork on this? Look at that, that's incredible. Wish I could have talked to you about it more when you were at the factory. Yeah, there wasn't a lot of time. I had to leave early because I had to drive back, whatever it was, like a 4-hour drive back to LA because I was doing this interview. Actually, I'm not supposed to talk about it. I was doing something that I can't talk about yet. It hasn't been released. That I'm very excited for if they end up putting me in there. Otherwise, I would have stayed a bit longer. But it was great. It was so much fun. That entire day was so much fun, trying all those guitars. All right, it's getting late here. I'm going to play a little bit more and then I got to go. I dropped my pick. I have so many picks, but once I'm in the middle of a session and I get used to a pick, I want to keep playing that one. I've got tons more right here in this little pick holder. You can put picks at the top. Yeah, you got more inside. I went to I lose so many picks. I went to my buddy's cottage a few days ago on the weekend, and I brought my guitar. All my buddies are musicians as well. We were jamming, and I brought a bunch of picks with me. And by the end, I had one left, and I lost that as well. I was there for like a day. Do you remember your bias effect stones? Back in the day was one of my favorite presets. I do. Yeah, I remember making those as well. I spent a lot of time on that. I used to use bias effects for everything until I discovered Neural DSP. Alright, let's just put on a random track, improvise a little bit, and then I'm going to head out. Maybe we'll do a few tracks. track to change. I just realized 7 minutes in, it's not going to change. Let's try this one. Magnetic Funk Fusion. All these funny names for these backing tracks. I only said. They're all getting boring. They all kind of sound the same. You know? See if there's anything else. Liquid Groove. What does that even mean? That's kind of cool. They're all kind of the same. Quick question, what do you use for video editing? And if it's a desktop PC, what are your specs? Also, awesome shredding. Thank you. I use Premiere Pro to edit. I also have editors as well. But the big edits, the big videos, most of the videos you see I'm doing the edits for, if it's the skits and stuff, and my courses. And I have a MacBook Pro. I also have an iMac, is that what they're called? I used to have an iMac that I used for years. And then recently I upgraded to a souped up MacBook Pro. You try Mixolydian Flat 6 track. Alright, let's do this one last one. Mixolydian Flat 6 backing track. Okay. Not very good at this. Is that right? That's very difficult. I'm not very good with the whole melodic minor stuff. Okay, I'm done. Thanks for sticking around. Appreciate it. How long was it? I was looking at the wrong thing. I thought it was an hour long. Oh my god, 2.5 hours? I thought it was like 50 minutes, 1 hour. Anyways, thanks for sticking around. Great questions today. But if you guys missed this, I'll post this whenever it gets uploaded either today or tomorrow, so you can watch the rest of it. Thanks for sticking around. See you guys next time. If you want to check out my courses, go to roysofmusic.com. You can get 6 free courses on the homepage. And if you click one of the courses buttons, you can check out my paid courses as well. And if you want to check out Solo School, you won't be able to see that on the website. So that's roysofmusic.com/solo school if you want to check that out. And if you join this week, there's a live call on Thursday with me where you can ask me anything you want. So see you guys there.